Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we are checking out a bunch of ultra sleek, slender knives, but one thing that they all have in common is they are performers. They're gonna be very ergonomic, and their blade and handle is gonna complement each other very, very well, making them very useful as far as any cutting direction. Now this is the Quiet Carry WAYPOINT. It's been around for a while, so I'm gonna get through it pretty quick. Titanium scales. It is a liner lock, and it is virtually rust proof because it's Van X super clean steel, which is probably the best edge retention steel for as far as the highest corrosion resistance goes. So it's basically corrosion proof and super snappy. It is on washers, so it's not a bearing action, so it is more of a tighter action, but it does have snappy thumb studs and is super sleek and super slender. The next one, you know what, really quick, let's talk about these little pen knives really quick, because I have every size now. So shout out to Blade Ops. Blade Ops wound up sending me the tiny one, so I will link them down in the description. They're just making a quick appearance, but they have 3 different sizes of this knife, and it's basically a little pen knife. Especially when you get to this one and this one, they actually look like a pen if you looked at them in the pocket. So if you just took a glance in the pocket, you would 100% think it was a pen. You'd ask the person, hey, can I use your pen? And they'd be like, you know, it's a knife. But yeah, they have deep hollow grinds, so, or not deep, but yeah, I guess you could consider them deep. They're very broad hollow grinds, meaning they go all the way up to the spine. So they're hollow ground, not, you know, they're not like super useful knives or anything. They're mostly like letter openers, but they're pretty cool to have at a desk or use in an office. Anyways, let's get to the actual next one. The actual next one is the OCASO SOLSTICE. Now, I'm gonna get through this one pretty quick because I know people are kind of upset about the price on this one. It does have a high price tag, S35VN, titanium, made in Taiwan, steel liner, and it's, I think, 200 plus bucks. So I get it why people are upset at that, but it's also, you gotta consider it's made in Taiwan, which has similar prices to the USA. So, you know, if this was made in the USA, you know, it would be pretty expensive as well, considering the materials. It has phenomenal action, a really comfortable flipper tab. And again, you know, very ergonomic. It's, you know, it's slim, sleek, and you can use it in any direction comfortably. It does have a little bit of a robust blade, so it's going to be a slight bit tougher than some of the other knives on the list as far as the blade goes, not meaning like the knife is tougher, but, you know, just the stock thickness and stuff. But it's pretty cool. And it's actually designed by Andrew Demko. So, you know, you got a great designer behind it, but yes, it is quite expensive for what you're getting. The next one is the ARCUS, the KANSEPT ARCUS. This is one I've been raving about, and I can't help it because it's so useful. Again, you know, like I was saying in the beginning, this is a knife you can use in any direction, and it's going to be not only comfortable, but this blade is so useful. You feel like you could do anything with it, and it's such a capable tool. Now it comes in S35VN. This one's the 9CR powdered steel Damascus. I believe it's powdered steel, but it's a 9CR Damascus. Then it's got a titanium frame lock with the overlays. Now it does come in different materials, so you know there is different inlays. Titanium mill pocket clip that's super duper smooth in and out of the pocket. Very simple construction, good access to the lock bar. The fuller is very snappy. This is a satisfying reverse flicking knife, and I love it because it is so slim and slender, and then it's such a satisfying reverse flick. Then on top of it, the flipper is not only comfortable, but perfect detent. Not too strong, not too light. As soon as you break the detent, like that was me trying to fail it. As soon as you break the detent, it flies. Like I can fail it if I cheat, but as long as I don't cheat and I just break the detent, it's gonna fly. And then if you put slightly any effort into it, it rockets out. So it's definitely one nobody will ever fail. Super duper snappy, and like I said, very useful. The next one, this one's a little bit bigger, but it is the Andromeda. I always forget the name of this one. The Artisan Andromeda. Comes in lots of different versions. So this one is the premium version in titanium and M390, but it comes in ARRPM 9 steel and I believe stainless steel, or maybe it's aluminum or something, but they have affordable ones. That's what I'm trying to say. They have budget ones. Beautiful spear point blade. And again, like I said, this thing is useful in any direction. And it almost looks like a barracuda or something, you know, like a fish going through the water, which I think it looks really cool. It's very attractive. The handle is very neutral, so it doesn't matter what position you are gripping it in. It's going to be nice and comfortable. The button lock is very smooth. They did a great detent on this button lock. Plenty of resistance. I have no detent lash or anything like that. Very snappy, and like I said, the handle and blade complement each other so well. Let's get to the next one. Now, this next one is the new Jack Wolf knives Feel Good, and I gotta say, hands down, my favorite Jack Wolf. 100%. Now, there are some other ones that have similarities to this one that I would say are very close, you know, to this, but this one is my favorite one as far as right now goes, and I can confidently say that. I love the sleekness of it, and I love, again, how the blade and handle complement each other. Then when it's closed, to open it up, you see how the blade sticks out a lot. It's got a full hollow ground S90V blade. So because of that full hollow, you can rip it open so fast. You can grip it and rip it. You can easily grip it and rip it open, and it's so easy. Not saying that the tension is light. It's got strong, strong pull on it, but you have so much leverage that it's easy to open. So, and you have this fuller that does offer a little bit of traction when you open it up. This full hollow ground S90V blade is mega slicey. And again, like I was saying before, these ergos make it to where it doesn't matter what direction. This is such a capable knife. You feel like you can do anything with it because it's so wieldable. And you know, this handle is very slim, slender, and it comes in many different color options. So this isn't the only option. If pink's not your style, that's okay. They have different colors. I think there's five different options. The walk and talk. This one's really good, but I do have other ones that sound a little bit better from Jack Wolf. But as far as everything else goes, it's my favorite one. And then check this out. The spine is very sharp. You can spark a fire off of this spine easily. Very sharp. It might be even a little bit too sharp for some people, but it'll knock down the more you sit here and open and close it. Mine's already kind of knocked down, and if I really wanted to, I could just hit a piece of ceramic on it. I don't mind though. I actually like it nice and sharp like that. And yeah, man, just an absolute winner. He knocked this one out of the park. So shout out to Ben over at Jack Wolf Knives. He is killing it with his designs. Let's get to the next one. The next one is, for me, one of my favorites. I absolutely love the profile of this knife. Not only does it have a super useful hollow ground spear point blade in my favorite steel, 14C28N, or one of my favorite steels, 14C28N. Because of the thin geometry, it's perfect for the steel, because 14C was made for super thin geometry. It's a very tough steel, and it takes an incredibly sharp edge. Even right now, this thing has a screaming edge. And I did do an edge retention test on this one. It came out 223 feet of cardboard in a 1-inch section doing push cuts. So only in a 1-inch section. So you can imagine using the entire blade and doing draw cuts or drag cuts instead of push cuts, because push cuts are going to be the worst for the edge. So that's a lot of cardboard. That's a heck of a lot of cardboard for 14C. So it did an incredible job. The handles, like I was saying before, they very much complement each other. You can use this in any grip extremely comfortably. Even in the reverse gas station knife fighting grip, it's comfortable. Very neutral ergo, so it makes it to where it's super wieldable. Like I feel like I have so much balance in this thing. I feel like I can basically do anything with this knife. And it has a perfect thickness and width to me that's very comfortable in the hand. So while this is slim and slender, it's still a good size. So it's not too slim and too slender to where you can't comfortably use it. It is an absolute banger, and I don't care that it doesn't have a detent. I don't mind the swing action. I think the knife is so ergonomic and so good that I look past the action, and all I gotta do is I can push the button and flick it, and it's different. It's satisfying in a different kind of way. Some people, you know, would rather have a detent, which is fine. I get it, and I originally did too, but now this thing has a sweet spot. It has a place in my heart for sure. Now, another one really quick that I had to throw in here. It reminds me so much of the Trevor Burger knives. I mean, it is designed by a South African designer, so it makes sense because Trevor Burger is also a South African knife designer. The clip is flipped in the wrong position, but you can flip it over to the other side. But I gotta say, this has some of the most satisfying Teflon washer action I've tried. It is a front flipper, and you would not expect a front flipper to work so well on Teflon washers. It's very glassy, very smooth, not like drop shot. Well, I mean, it's pretty drop shotty, I guess. But it's got a smoothness to it that you don't get from bearings. You don't feel the, you know, because there's obviously no bearings rolling. So it has a very glassiness to it that I do appreciate. But this thing is very slim, and I don't mean just in this direction, because in this direction it's not the slimmest, but in this direction it's very slim. So in the hand, that's the first thing you notice. You're like, oh wow, this thing is skinny, you know, it's slim. But it makes it to where, because the height here, it's very comfortable in the hand. D2 steel, spear point blade. You can see it's a Skellern design. It is a steel frame lock. The price is a little bit hefty for a, you know, a BOKER and, you know, D2. But I gotta say, they did a good job with it. And, you know, BOKER just continues to impress me more and more. And I also like that I can reverse flick it. So very neutral ergos, and, you know, the jimping on the front flipper has the perfect type of jimping. So lots of traction and very, very snappy. The BOKER EXSCALIBUR. Let's get to the next one. The last one is the BOKER Urban Trapper. These are done by Reat, so you know the quality is there. M390 hollow ground clip point blade that is so useful. Again, we keep talking about it. This handle mixed with the blade, this thing is a beast. It's an absolute beast. Not only is it like just built extremely well, the fit, finish, everything about it, because I know the price is a little bit high. I'll have it linked down in the description for you guys from KAVISO. I will say there is some more affordable ones at Blade Ops as far as the Jade G10 goes, which I think looks fire, like really good. The black and the jade, for some reason, it just looks so good on that knife. And as far as this one goes, with the carbon fiber and titanium, it's pretty expensive, but you don't think of it. Somebody else said this. I think it was, who was it? I think it was Lefty who said it. Don't think of it as an expensive BOKER. Think of it as an affordable Reat, because that's what it is. And it is mega fidgety. Like, oh, I can fidget with this thing all day. And like I said, the blade and handle just work so good together. This is a knife, you know, like I said, you feel like you have so much control over it. I love how long this one is too, because you have the other one that is, you know, like this one right here, that's shorter, but this one is 10 times as useful. Don't get me wrong, this one's very fidgety. I love it to death. I love the full hollow grind drop point blade, but this one is more useful. It just is, hands down. And when you get it in your hand, you really realize the difference between the two and just how much more capable this one is. And damn it, they did a good job. My one complaint is I don't like the clip. The clip sucks going in and out of the pocket. I don't know why they used this clip. Any other clip would have been better, but you know, you can still put it in your pocket. It still works. It's a milled titanium pocket clip, but man, it has a lot of tension. So anyways, there you guys go. Some awesome, sleek, slender knives that, in my opinion, are high-performing knives. Until next time, peace.